Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rhiannon and today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I either bought or received in April. As you guys can probably tell from the thumbnail, I do have a smaller stack this month. I do only have 5 books. However, that is definitely deceiving. I have actually just filmed a massive book unboxing video that will be coming your way soon, in which I hold a lot of books. So the books I'm going to show you today are the ones I bought outside of that big Waterstones order. I feel like I have a good variety of books here. I'm so excited for each and every single one. And so without further ado, let's dive into the haul. The first book I have to show you today is The Dive by Sarah Ox. This book isn't out until July of this year, but I'm so thankful to Sarah and her team for sending this one my way because it sounds phenomenal, you guys. Before I tell you guys what this is about, this is going to be the cover for the book. So as you can see, the ARC copy has a really cool cutout of a diving mask there, which gives you guys a good hint as to what this book is about. So in this book, we are following our main character Cass, who is a scuba diving instructor working in Thailand. One day she does take a group of students out to scuba dive on Koh Sang, which is Thailand's party island, which is of course supposed to be a life-changing experience. However, things go awry and quickly spiral out of control, and by the time Cass actually gets to shore, one of her students is dead and another is badly injured, and so from this point forward she knows that her life is going to drastically change. And it just says here, someone has discovered Cass's secret, and on an island as remote as this, accidents happen. Plenty of backpackers choose to stay here forever, but some are never heard from again. And there is a little description here that says the guest list meets the beach in this sun-soaked locked room thriller debut. I'm so excited to read this, you guys. I am going to be reading it in June. I feel like that is going to be the perfect time. It's when I'm going to want to start looking at holidays, and even though the subject matter here is not ideal, as I do love to go scuba diving, I feel like it's going to be such an interesting book. It's a concept that I haven't really seen used in a thriller before, and so I definitely feel like it's going to be unique, especially as it's set on a remote island, because you guys know that I do like an isolated setting in my thrillers. I do just want to mention as well that the plot of this book is inspired by a true event, and Sarah actually found out about this case when she herself visited Thailand and spent a few months there scuba diving and exploring. And only a year prior to Sarah's visit to Thailand, a pair of tourists had been brutally murdered on the beach not too far from where Sarah was staying at her hotel. She tried her best to find out what actually happened, however there wasn't really a lot of information available to her, and the murders actually remained unsolved. You guys know that I'm into my true crime, and that is just another added element in this book that hopefully means I'm going to love it. I will of course be researching this case once I do finish the book as well. I'm not sure how in-depth Sarah goes into it in this book itself, but once I do read this and give you guys my wrap-up, I will share my full thoughts on it then with you guys. But for now, I am really happy and thankful to own this one. I cannot wait to read it, and I do think that this is going to be a new favourite of mine. The next book I bought was How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. This is one that I actually picked up in Tesco. I have been eyeing it up for a while, however I just hadn't bought it. That is until one day I stumbled into my local Tesco and I saw this one there plus another book that I had been wanting as well. And so for those of you who are unaware, Tesco normally offers a deal on their paperback books. I think it's 2 for £8. I might be wrong about that, I'm sorry if I am, but essentially if you buy 2 you get them a little bit cheaper, which is of course all the excuse I needed to pick up this one and the next book that I'm going to show you as well. Not gonna lie to you guys, I don't really know anything about this book, and the synopsis is extremely vague. It just says, they say you can't choose your family but you can kill them. Meet Grace Bernard, daughter, sister, serial killer. Grace has lost everything and she will stop at nothing to get revenge. That is literally it. I haven't actually heard too much about this one either. There was a lot of hype surrounding it when it first came out. As I mentioned, I've looked at it a few times but just haven't bought it, and so I decided when I saw it there in a deal that I would add it to my collection and give it a go. Again though, it does just say on the back that this is deliciously dark, compulsive, chilling, but also laugh out loud funny and hilarious. So I feel like it's going to be a good time. Please do let me know your thoughts on this one down below if you have read it. Spoiler free of course, and once I do actually get around to reading it I will will of course share my own personal thoughts with you guys, as well as a full synopsis. I don't really want to go looking for a full synopsis. I feel like if it's not on the book, I should just leave it and dive in without real expectations, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. But I am very glad to own this now. I will try and prioritize it actually, because it is one that I would like to read pretty soon. And so yeah, keep your eyes peeled for this one popping up in one of my next TBR videos. And the second book that I bought as part of that deal was Elizabeth of York, The Last White Rose by Alison Weir. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see properly, but I do have some Alison Weir books behind me there. I have started collecting the 6 Tudor Queen series by her, in which we follow each of Henry VIII's 6 wives per book. I have read 2 of them, absolutely loved them, and because of that I am slowly growing my collection. Now, I don't know if you guys will remember, but I did recently haul this beast of a book, which is another one from Alison Weir focusing on Henry VIII. Now, what I didn't know is that this is actually the second book in the Tudor Rose series, with, you guessed it, this one being the first one. And as I mentioned, when I was in Tesco, it was there, and I feel like it was fate. I haven't seen this book anywhere, you guys, and so when I was there, I decided to pick it up and add it to my collection, and that way I can read this one first now and dive into the second book as soon as I have finished it. If you guys have been here since the beginning of my channel, you will know that this is not the type of book that I would usually purchase. However, since reading the 6 Tudor Queens books, or the first 2 at least, I have fallen in love with Alison Weir's writing. Don't get me wrong, I have always loved the Tudor era. It's one of the eras of history that fascinates me the most. However, books like this definitely intimidate me, because I feel like I'm a bit too stupid sometimes to actually sit down and read some non-fiction books about this time period, and so Alison Weir has actually made them a lot more accessible in the fact that she is a historian, knows what's going on. However, she can use that and turn it into a fiction-esque book. I just feel like she has a knack at making you feel every emotion that our characters are feeling. It truly does put everything into perspective for you as well. For this one, I don't actually know too much about Elizabeth of York, so I can't really tell you anything about her off the top of my head. However, Alison Weir has done a fantastic job at summing this book up. It says, a princess born into a war between 2 families. Firstborn of the royal house of York, Elizabeth dreams of wearing a crown, but in England, queens do not rule. When her beloved father, King Edward, dies suddenly, his brother seizes power. 2 young princes disappear into the Tower. Yet another claimant seeks the crown, the upstart heir of the rival house of Lancaster. Marriage to this Henry Tudor would unite their warring families and help Elizabeth to the throne she knows is hers by right. A glorious new age awaits. Now Elizabeth must choose her allies wisely as she fights to become mother and queen of a great new dynasty. Of course I know about Elizabeth of York. This is going to focus on the War of the Roses then, which is definitely something that is skipped over a lot in terms of history lessons in Wales. However, I do think it's going to be interesting to read about this time in history and to see how these events ultimately led to us having a Tudor dynasty, and to who is probably one of the most well-known kings in British history, Henry VIII. Not quite sure when I'll get to this one yet. I would like to finish off the 6 Tudor Queen series first, which is going to take me a while because I do have 4 books left to read. But I am very happy to have this one now. I'm glad to have the second book as well, so that when I do start this one, if I fly through it, I will have the second book to hand. The next book I have is Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames, and this one was very kindly gifted to me by my stepdad. I bought this one for him either for his birthday or Christmas last year, and he has since read the first and second book, and when I was last up there visiting them, he did ask me if I wanted this one, and of course I said yes, because I do actually have the first book, which is Kings of the Wild. I still haven't read it yet because I did want to have the second book to hand. This is a duology, and so I feel like I can sit down one weekend or 1 week and just fly through these 2 books and consume the story in its entirety. So even though this was a birthday present for him, he is one that tends to unhaul books as soon as he's read them, and so I very gladly took this one off of his shelves. All I know about this duology is that in the first book we are following a band of mercenaries who were once great war heroes. However, over the years they have gotten quite lazy, they have grown to love food and drink, and they are definitely not who they used to be. One day though, one of the band of mercenaries comes knocking at the other one's door with a plea for help, the kind of mission that only the brave or stupid would sign up for. That just sounds like an amazing time. You guys know I love my fantasy books, but since getting more into my adult high fantasies, I've really grown to love the band of characters trope where people come together to help each other get to a certain goal, and I feel like this is just going to be a really fun set of books. I've been wanting to read them for the longest time, and I'm so excited to now have the second book so that I can hopefully get to this duology soon. And then the last book I have to talk about today is actually an Illumicrate book, which I do have a full unboxing for. I will of course leave that linked up above and down below for you guys, so definitely check that out if you would like more information about this book and special edition in particular. But it is Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. It's extremely difficult to show you guys the cover because of how reflective it is, but it is beautiful. Look at these sprayed edges, you guys. I'm just completely obsessed. The end pages as well are just so beautiful. The design is just spot on. I love the gold foiling, and it's just such a special edition. And I've just seen a new detail that I missed the first time round. It has writing on the spine that says Godspeed on the terror of mortals. In case you couldn't tell, this is a Greek myth retelling. As you can tell by the full shelf I have of Greek myth retellings here, I absolutely love this genre. I am so fascinated by the Greek myths, and of course I will buy any retelling that is available. So in this one, each spring a kingdom condemns 12 women to death in order to sate the centuries-old curse that a god has put on their village. When one of the sacrificed girls wakes up on a mysterious island, she and the sole inhabitor of this island form a plan, which is to go undercover and kill the prince. If they succeed, the curse will be broken and no more young girls will have to die for this sacrifice. But of course, things are never that simple, and if they do plan to carry out this task of killing the prince, it is of course going to come with a personal cost. This is honestly one that I've been excited for ever since I heard about it. Carrie and I were actually trying to find an arc of this at Yelp, however they didn't have any. They let us know that they would start coming out soon, but by that point I wasn't really too fussed about waiting for the full published version to come out. And yeah, I'm so glad that Illumicrate decided to choose this book as the book of the month for April, as it is just a beautiful edition and I genuinely can't get enough of it. And there we have it, guys. These are the 5 books that I either bought or received in April, not counting the stacks of books that I unboxed in my upcoming unboxing video. But I feel like this was a very good stack. 2 of them I didn't pay for, so I feel like that's a win for April. I am definitely trying to cut down on my book buying, however, as I've mentioned, that unboxing has happened. I'm kind of over that splurge now, and so from May onwards my book hauls should be a little bit more contained. If you have read any of the books that I've mentioned today, please do feel free to leave any spoiler-free thoughts on them down below. I love hearing your guys' opinions on different books, and they definitely help me prioritize the books I'm going to read. If you have made it this far through into the video but don't have anything in particular that you would like to say, please go ahead and leave me a scuba diving emoji down below. The first book I hauled was of course The Dive, and this cover is just perfect for me. I absolutely love it and I think it just looks so cool. So I definitely feel like scuba diving emojis would be the perfect choice for this video. I know I say it all the time, but seeing you guys comment the emoji of the video truly does mean the world to me. It blows my mind that you guys watch these videos all the way through, and I truly do appreciate each and every single one of you guys who do just that. If you would like to support me that little bit further, please don't forget you can also click the like button if you like this video and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. As I previously mentioned, I do have that big book unboxing coming your way. However, I am saving it until we hit 6,000 subscribers. I'm only 50 subscribers away, which is mind-blowing, and so that is definitely going to be a little celebratory video to mark that occasion. But as well as that, I do have some really fun videos coming your way as well, so definitely make sure to click the little notification bell so that you will be notified when I do post a new video. I am going to end this video here though. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!